Hello, I'm Holly Hutton, and today I'm going to teach you how to make an herbal cough syrup. Well, a cough syrup is basically a combination of decoction, which I just showed you in the prior video, and an infusion, which I showed you before as well. There's several ways to make cough syrups. Honey, molasses, sugar, and maple syrup are often used as the background of what a cough syrup is. If you're working with sugar, you need to have 2 to 1 parts, which means that for every 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of liquid. That seems like an awful lot of sugar. For me, when you're sick, your immunity is really down. So I tend to use a little bit of honey, not as much as a lot of other cough syrups. And once I'm done with my whole process, I actually use 25% alcohol to preserve the whole thing, rather than relying on sugar or honey to be my preservation. So in this case, what I have in this cough syrup, I have wild cherry bark, I have marshmallow, I have elecampane, I have yerba sante, I have licorice, some sage, some thyme, and some cinnamon. The wild cherry bark and the marshmallow are held out because they are actually infused cold. These both have demulcent qualities in them that are harmed with application of heat to them. I combine the elecampane, the yerba sante, the licorice, and the cinnamon bark in a saucepan along with 1 cup of water and 1 cup of honey. The marshmallow and the wild cherry bark need to be decocted or infused in cold water. So the process that we use for creating a cough syrup is we make a decoction with the roots, and yerba sante has some resins in it. So I went ahead and added that into this. We're going to go ahead and strain this. And just remember, this is the water and the honey that's been added to this. At this point, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our sage and our thyme to the decoction. We're going to mix it in. And we're going to let that sit for 20 minutes. So we'll go ahead and put the lid on it. At this point, we're just doing a basic infusion that we've added to the decoction. Once this has cooled down, we'll go ahead and we will add the marshmallow and the wild cherry bark to this. We're going to go ahead and let that sit for 2 days, and then we'll strain the whole thing. At that point, I am going to add 25% of grain alcohol in order to preserve this. You could go ahead and put it in the refrigerator and it should be good for a couple of weeks if you don't want to add the alcohol. It's just that if you add 25% alcohol to this, it does become shelf stable. That's really the process of making a homemade cough syrup. So thank you very much for joining us today.